The topic for today is be your own hero. Be your own hero. I want you to type in the chat box. What does that mean to you? You're here for a reason. You saw the flyer, or we always have a Sunday school. You hear the subject matter. Be your own hero. What comes to your mind when you see that? Can you put it in the chat box? What comes to your mind when someone says to you, be your own hero or heroine, whichever way you want to say it. I would like the comment to pop in, because that way I know we are engaging with each other. To be my biggest fan. Awesome. And being your biggest fan, what does that mean for you? When you say you want to be your biggest fan, in what way? I want more responses, because that is how we're going to learn from this session. To be the main character of my story and my life. Awesome, amazing. I love that. To be my biggest fan. It's still the same thing, but the thing is, let's chunk it down. What do you mean by deepest or biggest fan? What does that mean to you? Because if I say I'm my own biggest fan, it might mean another thing in another way. So what exactly does that mean?
There's someone else here that said, if nobody ginger me, I ginger myself.
Hey, I like that. May they talk broken as you pidgin as okay, I like that. I'm all out for that. Okay, be my own savior. Savior in what way? Of someone you died for the world, or savior in salvaging something? The thing is, one of the things we need to look into is our language. It's not what we are saying. The truth lies in how we are saying it. So what are you saying about yourself? To live my truth. That is deep. I like that. Any more about being your own hero? Before I share what I'm going to share this morning, to extract myself. Extract yourself from what? Or extract yourself. You have to chunk all these things down. It's not just about I am this, be this is what hero means. It's all a journey of discovery. So when I say be your own hero, I sat down at the park maybe 2 days ago, and I got this download. You know how we say in FG's community, downloads. So I got this download that everything, everyone, and you. And the second one is everything, everyone, but you. I know we've moved through January till July now, but how are you living the rest of the year? Is it everyone, everything, and you? Or everything, everyone but you? Neglecting yourself, leaving yourself behind, or including yourself? How do I mean by, that was what came to my mind. And I said, when I was asked to speak, I'm like, okay, maybe being your own hero will be something we should be speaking about. Because be your own hero, that is the topic. But being your own hero is a continuous work. You can be yourself today and not be yourself tomorrow. You might be your biggest fan today and not your biggest fan tomorrow. But how are you working towards being yourself? And here lies the question about being yourself. Who do you truly want to be when you are your own hero? Who do you truly want to be? I want you to type in the question, being your own hero. Yeah, I want you to type in the comment section, who do you really truly want to be? When I'm coaching my clients, I ask them, there is a life you are living, and there is a life you're capable of living. Are you tapping into the resources of the life you're capable of living? Or you're just living the life, this is just the life, winging it, or just, living? How are you becoming who you truly want to be? There are 3 things I will touch on today. Number 1 is tapping into your resources. Number 2 is tapping into your softness. I know everybody, some of us, I know the FJ community, we're out of that, school of hard knocks and everything. But there's still people out there who still believe that everything must be hard before they can achieve anything. And the third aspect, I don't know if we have psychology students or anybody here, is a psychological model. I call it a social psychological model, which is called spiral dynamics. Tap into your spiral dynamics. So the session is blocked into it's broken down into three aspects. So the first aspect is tapping into your resources. The second one is tapping into your softness, and the third one is tapping into your spiral dynamics. And what does your spiral dynamics mean? It's your being level, your level of being, tapping into that. So I would go into tapping into your resources. Before I move into that, everybody has a strategy. And if you study things about polarization, you know there's no right and wrong answer. But the thing is, how best do you get the results you want in any circumstances efficiently and effectively? I'll give you a story of birds. You see some birds, they would go out to hunt for the worms, right? And there's some birds, they just sit there, the worm comes out of the river or water or whatever, and they perch on it. So regardless of where you belong, whether you're digging deep to get it, or it's you're waiting like, okay, it's here and it's flowing, that is a state that you're in. Remember, states can change, but stages are permanent. So there are some stages that are permanent. Your childhood is a permanent thing, but the state you're in at that moment will determine how you relate with that stage you're in your life. So when I say tapping into your resources, there's a presupposition I want to leave with you here. And I know if you're in the FJ community, you would have heard that over and over, that every resources you need is within you. Every resources that you need is within you. So how do we get the results we want in the most effective way? Is by tapping into our resources. But I have to drop a question here because I want this session to be provocative. And when I mean provocative, it's to provoke reflection, it's to provoke learning, and to provoke change with love and joy. So we're not here to chastise anybody and be judgmental about anybody. It's just for you to have that awareness and for you to know what next you need to be doing. The question is, are you really living the life you're capable of living? Are you really truly who you want to be? Think about who you want to be in your mind. Have a picture of it. Are you truly that person as we are in this Sunday school? Are you truly who you want to be? Are you living to your optimum capacity? I need answers in the comment section, please, so that we could, I want that engagement. Are you living the life that you want to be? Some of us want to be like a philanthropist. Some of us just want to be joy bringers. Some of us just want to smile so that the world can see. My question for you is, are you really truly who you want to be? Not yet, though, my Lambo. Okay, when you said that, I know the next question the coach would tell you is, what is stopping you? But there's some questions that will lead you to more problems. If I ask you what is stopping you, it's like, there's some questions that will just get you into the rabbit hole of, why am I like this? Why am I like this? And it's not moving you forward. While some questions takes you to problems, some actually, the intention for this session is to get you to a level where you have solution to who you want to be. So like somebody who has not yet got his Lambo, I'm not saying what is stopping you, but two questions I have for you. And I won't pose it as even a question. There are two things that is happening here. You're putting off your resources, or you're either dwelling in your old habits. Mark that word, old habits. I did not say good or bad. polarization. I did not say it's good or it's bad, but there's some old habits that you kept that is taking you away from being who you truly want to become. So check within you. Oh, creating excuses is part of you not tapping into your resources. Thank you for that. Creating excuses. Sorry, I just got distracted with that comment because it was awesome. It was powerful. But the thing is, you're putting off the difference that makes the difference with you, or you're still in that old habit. And I know you might be wondering, so how then do I tap into my resources? The thing is, what do you want to be? What life do you think you're capable of being or becoming? Or what life do you think you're capable of living? The honest answer, which for a fact you can take this to the bank, is start doing what takes you closer to that person you want to be. Start doing things that will move you closer to living the life you're capable of living. We all have things we could be doing early today, but we are here. Tapping into our resources is one way to tap into your resources. And do less of all those things that are taking you away from being who you want to be. Hope that is helpful. But before I leave on that first block of tapping into your resources, I have a story to share with you, and I would leave you with a language pattern which has helped me. I'm not on camera, so you might not see my notes. I wrote a lot of things that I could be sharing, but I will just share a few of the language patterns that I have, and I have used over time that has worked for me. But before I share those things with you, I was working on a day, and I was going to my son's school. Everything on that day, I didn't set my intentions right. I have to be honest with you that this particular day. And I'm like, okay, let me, all the hustling and bustling and everything. You're like, okay, let me quickly go to the kitchen. Let me drop this, everything. And fair enough, I live in a place like you have to have your car. On that fateful day, my car was at the mechanic's workshop. I don't know what to do. And I was going on the way. I don't know if you're in Nigeria, the Amatan feel when you don't cream your body and all your hands are white and you look so unkempt, right? And I had no hand cream. My nose was dripping because it was so cold. And I was walking on the street. Imagine me as the rich auntie. I call myself the rich auntie in case you don't know. And I'm going to go and represent who I am. Forget about the rich auntie now, but representing my own identity. And my aunts are like, a homeless person's aunt. And I said to myself, all the resources you need is within you. I was walking on the road. Guess what I first found? A tissue. I call it nose tissue because using a bathroom tissue or your kitchen towel does, it will give you more allergies. But the exact kind of tissue I wanted was what I found on the floor, just one piece. Before I could move on, I said, okay, now I have I have, this tissue. How about me getting the hand cream? But guess what I had? I saw a Carmex, or I don't know what it's called, but Carmex lip balm is what I found on the floor. And that is where your behavioral flexibility comes into play. I turned the lip balm quickly into a hand lotion. I rubbed my hand and everything. And guess what? I met some significant people in my life that day. So when I say tapping into your resources, it's as simple as you making use of everything you have. So now on to the language pattern. What language are you using for yourself? Someone is asking you for money, you say, I don't have. You've shut the possibility of you having that money in the future, and I'll explain it to you. Because you said to the person, you don't have. So there's no possibility that you have it in the future. How about reframing it and saying, I don't have that money yet? Because the yet affirms that there's a possibility that you will have it in the future. Imagine you saying to yourself, I can't swim. Well, yeah, then you close your door. Your mind just registers it that, no, you can't, do that. You can't swim. So I'll go into some of the language which tells me that you are actually living the life you're capable of living, or you are actually, being who you want to be. they're like few, like, check this words out. I should be. I ought to. I must. I will. I want to. Those are words that, this is how I wrote it down. They are indication of you responding to people's expectation. When you start using, oh, I must do it, that means, you're frustrated, you must. It's a must. I ought to do it. I will try. Then there's another one, the key one, try. I'm trying to. I'm working, you're trying to be this. You're trying to be that. You're not trying to be. Let me give you let me paint a scenario to you. You go into like a GP or the hospital and you rush somebody who was in coma into that hospital, and all of a sudden the medical practitioner came out and said, oh, we tried all we could. Between you and I, what will be the response you're hoping to get? I need the comments inside that chat box. What comments are you expecting? When I come out of the theater or something, I say, we tried all we could. What are you expecting? Usually, it's a negative. They say we tried all we could, but it died. 99.9% of time, it's usually when you try, it's usually a negative outcome. How about saying something like, instead of you saying, I'm trying to be this, how about I'm doing what it takes to become this? Or I'm on the process of becoming this. I'm on a journey to becoming this. Don't try. Let's try not be in your agenda when you want to be who you want to be. Because it's like you responding to expectation of the people, or you saying to yourself that you're pushing out the difference that could make a difference in your life. So that is the first block. Let me know if you have any questions, any key takeaways from the first block we've dealt with before we move into the tapping into your softness. Awesome. I'm on the journey of becoming a philanthropist. Awesome. You are not trying to be. You are on the journey. And do you know when we said be your own hero? The be your own hero is in this session. The being is now what you do after, because learning, any change, any behavior or learning happens in the subconscious. When you're taught the fire drill at work, they just make the mock experience in your head so that you know that you have the power when the fire comes, that this is where you go to. So you have already pre-programmed your mind that when fire happens, we have a place to run to, use this escalator. When you hear this alarm, this is where you go to. So what we are doing in this session is the be. But the being is how you now use it in your own different, sphere or different aspect. And remember one thing, when you are going on that journey, never look down on people, because your strategy might not be the same strategy. The strategy that works for you might not necessarily work for the other person. And remember, states are temporary, but the stages are permanent. If you've gone through what somebody else has gone through, there's a way to just say, oh, I've gone through it, but that's not your disposition right now. Instead of looking at people who are not yet aware of what you are aware of, and you're like, there's a time they would come to the realization. Wait for that moment. Don't talk down on people. Oh, you need to come to Femi Jumalo. The awareness, they would get there. And when the student is ready, the teacher would show up. So that's the end of the first block of today's Sunday School. And I can now move on to tapping into your softness. Let me know if you've got any question for me, any aha moment for you, or any light bulb moment, or what are your key takeaways, or what are you going home with after this Sunday? So I don't want to hear that was a powerful message. The pastor, I've been in that shoes where you go to Sunday school. Oh, the preaching was. I said, what did the pastor say? You can't remember. All you can remember is it was an awesome, powerful session. But your key takeaway is not there. What are you taking home this morning with you? What are you running with? And my session today is like a jigsaw puzzle. You have to put the puzzle together in your own different spaces. While the puzzles might not be matching when you're listening to it, I know you will hear that echo or the sound of my voice, and you'll be like, wow, this makes sense now, even if it doesn't make sense for you at the moment now. So no learning is wasted. You can transfer anything from, just like energy, transfer it from one sphere to another. So yeah, I think we're good with the first session. So this second session will be a little bit more practical, right? And is you tapping into your softness. Let me open my, I have a lot of notes here that I have to scroll through. But tapping into your softness. When we say softness, what does that mean to you? What does softness mean to you? I will not wait for response in the chat box, but I want you to look wherever you are. It might be what you've seen before, but I want you to be, maybe something in the moment in time. You might look through nature. You might look through, your room. What can you identify with softness around you? But this time around, your engagement will matter because somebody might learn softness from what your own definition of softness might be. So the first action point today is look around you. What is it that you see that you think, oh, this is soft? I want you to type that thing or that attribute or that specific thing into the chat box. What is it exactly that is soft around you? For FJ, I think you're the only one I'm seeing, maybe because I'm spotlighted. Maybe your clothes is the soft part that you're seeing. But I want us all to have something. I think we're over 100 people on this call. I'm expecting not less than 10 responses of what you have around you that is soft. Water, I'm touching on that. That is a powerful one. We're not looking at abstract things. We're actually looking at physical things. Water, maybe your pillow, maybe your just name anything that is soft around you. Mattress, it gives comfort. Oh, I love my mattress. Okay, what are those things? Brand of shoe I love. Can you go a little bit, chunk it down a bit? I want one specific. It might be a Louboutin shoe, Louboutin. It might be that specific one. My teddy bear, my cologne, okay, my bedroom. Okay, of all these things, when you think, the second question is, when you think of that particular thing, right? What needs to be true for that thing to be soft, to have that quality of softness? What needs to be true for water to be soft? What needs to be true for your mattress to be soft? The touch, okay? Water and plants, okay? But the next question is, please write this down. You might actually have to, go into your own space to think about this deep down. What needs to be true for water to be soft? What needs to be true for your teddy bear to be true? I need, you to reflect on that. I said it's provocative today. We have to provoke that awareness, that learning, and that change that we want to see. And the third question is, what are the qualities that you notice that stands out for you in that pillow, in water? What are the qualities that stands out for you? I'll give you an example. For my pillow to have that softness that I want, it has to be a microfiber, whatever inside, duck feather down. Then when I put my head on it, you know how heavy my head can be. It has to sink into that pillow. That is the attribute it has to have for it to become my pillow. Do you get? So that is what relaxing on my bed. See, what I would like us to do is, whenever we think of writing something, think about it. Can I chunk this down a little bit? How can I chunk this down? And that is one of the things I will leave you with. When we create goals, right? We create goals like, oh, I'm a philanthropist. I want to, I'm this. But chunking it down makes me realize that what exactly would make you become that? What qualities do you need to have to be a philanthropist? You want to be a giver, a philanthropist. But we are asking you to come to, what is it called now? The Gate, Lions Gate portal. The first thing that came to your mind is, no, I don't have money. But you want to. So the qualities are not there. So how do you want to achieve that? I'm just using the Lions Gate portal. It's not an advert, but it's just something that came to my mind. So just so you are aware. But someone is even, before somebody sends a message to you, you're already looking at your phone. I know they are asking for money, but you want to be a philanthropist. Why not look at that phone and like, wow, this is an opportunity for me to bless someone. You know, what are the qualities that needs to be true for that thing to be soft? That is where we're coming from. Sorry for digressing into your goals and everything. And when you think about that thing, how is that true for yourself? You see, I've taken you from the realm of the pillow, the water, and everything. But these qualities that you found in that, soft pillow and everything, how is it true for yourself? So I have one analogy or a metaphor to share with you. And it's in a form of question. Which one do you think is stronger, the water or the rock? I need you to drop it in the comment section. Let's engage. I love to see your engagement. Water or rock? And I really would not like it all depends. There's no middle ground here. Choose water or you choosing rock. But merely looking at those two things, which one do you think is soft? Water is stronger, water is stronger. Those are people with awareness. I love that. But what I would like to say to you, to a layman, the rock is stronger than the water. But if the water decides to make its way through the rock, just dropping itself on the rock will start piercing the rock, piercing the rock. And before you know it, the rock splits open or makes its pathway into the rock. Oftentimes than not, we say, oh, I have a difficult boss. I don't know how to build rapport. Tap into your softness. When you start tapping into your softness, you see that it might take time, but you would break open anything. That is why I said, for you to be who you truly want to be, you need to tap into your softness. Tap into your softness. Water can exist in various forms, but I'm talking about the liquid state. I'm a science student, so I know what you're talking about. And we're not trying, this is a subjective experience. Let's not try to be logical and be scientific, be philosophical about it. If I put water and rock in your front now, you will tell me rock is harder, water is soft. I know water comes in the gaseous state, the liquid state, and whatever state it's called. I went to a science school, so if you care to know about that, because I think SJ did not tell you that about my resume. I went to a science school. I have a master's in accountancy with finance. In case you're thinking, why is this talking about? Because when you deal with life, it's not objective. It's a subjective experience. You want to be the difference that makes the difference. And for you to do that, you have to, balance between your objectivity and, mix it with subjective experiences. And what we're talking here is more on subjective experience rather than being logical. I want to be reasonable. If I put it in the solid state, it would, metamorphose, and, we're not doing that. We're trying to, come down to the layman's level. And thank you so much for that. Let me know your key takeaways on the second aspect before we move on to the third aspect. And for this third aspect, we're looking into spiral dynamics, and I want you to take someone on a journey through their timeline. So, am I still on time? Do I have a few more minutes or,
Yes, you're still on time. You're still on time. You're still on time.
So, okay, is there anybody who wants to be my exemplar? Who wants to volunteer to actually let me
Do you want the
Yes.
person to come on live video?
Not really, but the person can speak, can unmute to speak. But
Okay.
ideally, if the person would like to come online, it's a very good exercise
Okay.
because at
Machi.
least you see how it's
Let's
done.
have Machi. We have Machi. Machi, I'm going to send you a request now. Or Machi, just send a request and I'll accept your request.
Okay.
Machi, I've sent you a request. Yeah, so we have Machi. Give it up for Machi.
Woo! Give it up, give it up, give it up. Let me be your hype woman. Woo! Come on now. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Do you want to be on camera or you just want to, do it in your quiet space?
My quiet space. Good morning, Mr. FJ. Good morning,
morning,
everybody.
good morning, good morning. So when we talk about spiral dynamics, it talks about, more not evolution, but how we've existed and evolved, from the early childhood days into our adulthood till we become, independent. While what I'm going to talk about is more of a psychosocial model, we will not focus on, the social aspect of it, but we'll focus on the individual aspect of it because this particular framework is used in the Silicon Valley. It's used in governmental, sphere. Anybody can use it. But I want us to, like I say, chunk it down to our individual perspective. So what I would like to do before having Machi is to explain the spiral dynamics. It's color coded. So if you look into the internet, you see it. There's a first tier, there's a second tier. But what I'll be doing today is moving us through the first tier and at least one of the second tier. So if you've got your pen and paper, like I rightly said at the beginning of the session, I want you to write these colors down and leave 2 spaces in between for you to write the meaning of those colors so that you can, if you're not doing it as I'm saying it, you can do it in your own space. This is like you going through your own Akashic record, but with more things that you can see. So the first color is, are we all set? Yeah, the first color is beige. So write that down, leave 2 spaces. The second one is purple. The third one is red. The fourth is blue. The next is orange. The next is green. And the last is yellow. So I'll tell you what all this color implies in our being, our levels of being. So when you are at the beige, right, you just want to survive. You're born, you're vulnerable. They put you on the bed. Your parents will be the one to twist you left, center, right. You're armless. You get what I mean? It's like from your age 0 to 5. I can't remember what FJ usually use that. The macro pinnacle cycle or something. It's similar to that, but not exactly. So you're looking at, how you were as a child, right? If you've been into different timeline therapies, you understand this. But I'm mixing timeline therapy with the spiral dynamics. So just write it down as you're there. Then the purple side, and that level of beige is attributed to fear. Because you don't know anything, you're on the bed, you're playing, you're just free to do whatever you're doing. You're vulnerable, kind of. Then the purple face of this being is when you wish upon yourself. It's a magical mystery thing. Oh, I want to go to Legoland. All the, exciting things that comes with life that you're fantasizing or dreaming about. That is that phase of life. And the red one is, you're asking why, because you remember as a toddler how people started, hey, but why should I do this? Hey, but why? And you're even questioning yourself, why are you like that? Don't greet this stage, Ashley. And I think for people into parental coaching and everything, you understand that this is where all these little kids become rebellious. Because they're asking the why, they're so inquisitive. And if parents treat that stage of their life so harshly, it would lead, them to like maybe having trauma or not being able. That is the stage when some of them even become cultists and start joining gangs because, it's that level before they want to belong. Do you get? There's another level where you want to belong. So the blue level is, you're socializing, you're wanting to belong. It's either you're joining the village or you're an outcast. So when people tell you, oh, come and join, then you shall join because they want you to join. So if that's the level where you're socializing, and if the face of the red is not properly dealt with, it cascades into the blue and it affects every of the journey into becoming. So let's look at orange. That is maybe when you got your first money. I think I'm focused on that lady that wants to become a philanthropist because it really caught me because that's my aspiration as well, right? So, and, that's the level as, your first money, your first, big achievement in life. That is where that orange is. And the green is, a time of, reveling political order. Now I have my things. I don't, I do my, doing your own thing in your own way. While I was asking that, being your own hero, I was expecting somebody to say, doing things at my own terms, but not to the detriment of others. But at that phase is when people start doing things like, no, I have the right to do this, I can do that, I can do that. And the yellow phase is the key one, which is transcend and include. Because we want to include the past into what we are doing, but in a good way. We're not saying the past, oh, no. I know we want to live the life like a GPS who just, this is our current state, this is where we want to be. But are we saying to ourselves that there are no good parts about our past? Are we saying they are all old patterns or bad patterns that we have? So it's more of, tapping into what we've been. So now on to Machi, right? I want you to have a paper or cut papers into 6 because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 colors. So I want you to have your paper cut into 7, right?
Okay, ma'am. All right, ma'am.
Yeah. When you have that ready, just give a sign that you're ready with the 7. You can be a sticky note. It can be just loose sheets like that. But make it 7. But on that 7, make sure you're writing. You write the colors on each of them: beige, purple, red, blue, orange, like that. Write it on it. When you're done with that, you can let me know. And if you're participating as well, let me know that, not let me know, but, do it in your own space, but follow what we're doing. So all the colors are beige, purple, red, blue, orange, green, yellow. So they are like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I would usually like to do this, on a one-to-one where you can create spatial anchors, right? But for now, we're going to still create it on your table. Just lay it on your table. If you can stand, it works better because nobody is seeing you. You can put it on the floor. But before you put it on the floor, Machi,
yes, ma'am.
When you see your future, where are you seeing it? Are you seeing it in front of you? Or are you seeing it on your left, on your right? Or because people see things differently. Like for me now, when I'm seeing my future, I see it at the front of me. But I have friends that when they see their future, it's to their left. And I have friends who are like, okay, my left, so what I want you to do is, I want you to picture in your mind where your future and where your past is. And if you can, tell me that would be great. Like, okay, I see my future in my front, or I see on the left-hand side is my future, on the right-hand side is my past. Can you?
I see my future in front of me. I see my past behind me.
Behind, okay. And your present, where is that?
My present in the middle now.
Okay, fantastic. So this is just for any other person who sees it differently, right? Some of you might be seeing it on your left-hand side, on your right-hand, whatever way you find it. But what we are trying to do is just have a point where you know that this is my past and this is my future. So what I want you to do is where your past is, which is in front of you, right? Behind you. Behind you. Behind you, go and put the beige. I want you to stand in. If you have space where you are, you can stand. But if you don't have space, let me know. Do you have space where you are, where you can stand? Okay, put the beige behind you.
Okay.
Then now put it in procession of, so beige is your lowest, then purple, red, blue, orange, like that, into your future. You see what I mean? Into where your future is. Is that understandable, Machi?
Yes, my future is in front of me, so I'm placing the orange, the purple, red, right?
Yes.
Yellow,
No,
red.
no, this is how you do it. If your future is in front of you, so behind you, what you would have is beige, purple, red.
Okay. Beige, purple, red behind
Okay.
you.
Now build those
Right.
bricks. Build those bricks till you're yellow.
Okay. I should
When
build
you're
it to
done,
my yellow.
yeah, build it till you're yellow. So you have beige, purple, red, blue, orange, green, yellow. Do you get the logic now?
Beige, purple, red,
Red, blue,
blue,
orange,
orange, green, yellow.
green,
Yes,
yellow. Okay.
done.
So I want you to before you step into that, if anybody is also joining in, I want you to ground yourself for a moment, right? If you can close your eyes, close your eyes. If you have a way you're grounding yourself, you can do that. But what I want you to do is just close your eyes and breathe. Act as if nothing is happening around you for now, that you're just you in your own space, without distraction, without noise. When you're done grounding yourself, I want you to go on the beige. Step on your beige, which is your past. When you've grounded yourself without distraction and everything, I want you to step into your beige,
Hmm.
which is your past. When you're there, tell me you're there.
Um,
Okay. If you don't want to be vulnerable because we are live, I want you to look at that stage of your life, right? You don't need to talk because it's not all about the content, it's about the process we're going through, yeah? So look at your life at that particular moment. What were your experiences? From age 0 to 5 or to even 7, what were your experiences as a child? I'm not saying you should go to the past life, like, okay, before you were born. MJ will deal with that for you. But for now, just look into inwardly at your past. And when you're done on that level, let me know.
I'm done, ma'am.
Let me just warn you before, and some levels will make you teary, some levels will make you smile.
Hmm.
But let the emotions out. Give the emotion room to display itself. Now step onto your purple, which is the next level, where you're having, fairy tales, ideas, magical moment as a child without worries. I want you to experience it. I want you to relive that moment, which is good. If there's any bad moment, do not relive that. But if it's a good experience, and I know at that stage it's still a good experience, so relive that moment when you have no care, no worries, everything is going hunky dory. I want you to relive that moment. Look into that moment and what experience do you have at that moment. Once you're done with that level, you just give us a shout like, oh, I'm done. Take your time. If you need to look back at maybe 1907, I don't know when you're born, try to look at it.
No. I'm done, ma.
Okay, now step into your red. This is a time you are questioning, people around you, maybe your parents, your loved one, why? And think about that time. That what was, how did they respond to you at that point in time? I think for me, I can be vulnerable with you because at that point in time in my life, that was when I know that money doesn't grow on a tree. Oh no, I didn't open a bookshop in my car. You can't be telling me you want pencil on a Monday morning. I have my own experience. So think about those experiences when you are asking for things. and how was it received? I think mine was, yo, you don't talk to elders like that. Shut up. Oh no, you can't be this. You can't. There's, there's so many things that shocked me at that particular time. So I want you to reflect and think about it when you ask what was their response. Was it a positive one? Was it ash on you? And what impact does that level have on you? Go into deep reflection of those times. And when you're done, let me know. See what you see then. Hear it. Know what was going on around you then. And let me know how, when you're done. I don't want to know how that experience was, but how, when you're done with it, let me know.
I'm done, ma.
Okay. Now, for a moment, right? I want you to think, what belief do you hold true about that moment in time? If you can write it down, if you don't want to be vulnerable, I know we're on call, so it's a bit sensitive. So if you're bold enough like me, you can still share it. But if you're not bold enough, think about the beliefs that came through for you at that moment. Were they empowering ones or were they disempowering ones? Right?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
when you're done with that, I want you to step into your blue.
On it, ma'am.
And this is a time when, you are more kind of independent, you're socializing, you're at uni, or maybe you're doing things and, you're socializing with people, you're either part of a, community or something. And what was your experience in that era? What was going through your mind in that era? Oh, now that I'm in university. My own take was I struggled with a bit of low self-esteem and I turned myself to a tomboy. But even at the tomboyish nature, I still had my good nails. You would not catch me not making my nails. My feminine side was there. I'm in touch with my femininity. But then I turned myself into a tomboy because I have to wear pass me down from my brothers because I'm the last child and the only girl. So going to university, I had loads of acne on my face. I was disappearing, not letting people see me. Oh no, I'm not pretty. Oh no, I'm this. So relive your experience and bring back those experiences. What were your experience when you start moving into life, institutions, church, schools? And when you're done with that level, I want you to soak yourself deep down into all these experiences. And when you're done with it, let us know.
Yes, of course. Yes, I'm done.
Okay. Now, I want you to step into your green, which is, you sometimes, even in the orange, you have a sense of greater things, coming your way. Step into your green. Is it green we're on now, right?
Yes, green.
You have a sense of, greater things, maybe you just got a job, your first money, whatnot. What is happening for you around that period?
That stage I was accused of stealing.
When you're done, let us know.
Okay, mama, I'm done.
I want you to step into your yellow. But when stepping into your yellow, this is a time for you to transcend and include. So stay on your yellow. Can I ask you, which part of this journey was the most sticky for you?
Was the most what?
Sticky. Very difficult that you think you don't want to go back to that, color.
It's red.
Red. And do you want to share why is that so?
Because at that point, I was still on with my parents and all of that, even though they had their issues as a family thing. So the responsibility was all a lot on me. As a second child, being the first child, taking all responsibility to cater for my siblings too.
Okay.
So it's still rough and all of that.
What I would like you to do now is, you see from that yellow, I want you to go back into your purple. Just look from the yellow and go into your purple. when you have those magical, mystical fantasies, your beige when you're vulnerable. What learning do you think you can take from the beige and purple and move it into that red to make it comfortable for you to stay in? And for other people doing it offline, wherever you find your stickiness, go back a step or 2 steps back and take the lessons that you have in that point where I can go back to my blue, I can go back to my wherever you think you can go back to, go and take lessons from it and move it into where you find the stickiness. But now you're visualizing, because remember, you are on your yellow.
Yes.
So I want you to take lessons from your purple and beige. You don't need to announce the lessons you're taking, but I know there are lessons, there are positive things in your purple and beige that you could move into your red to make the red a comfortable space for you to stay in. I want you to soak yourself into the positivity of your childhood. Bring those memories to life into your red and say to yourself that this red seems difficult, but I'm overcoming it. And when you're done with it, I want you to step on the red, say no more. And when you've jumped into your red, you transcend back into your yellow.
Yeah. I'm on it, man.
Okay. Where are you now? On your red?
On the yellow.
On the yellow. Have you taken lessons from your beige and purple?
Yes. Yes, I have.
And for your red, are you seeing it that you can be kinder to yourself on that red? With the lessons you took? Okay.
Yes.
I would like us to stop there, but from the yellow, moving forward now, right? I want you to take your lessons with you. Don't share it with the group. But I know you've learned something that you would take to transcend into where you want to transcend into, or who you want to become. What I would like you to share is your experience with everybody on the session. You don't need to tell us the details, right? But share your experience. How was the experience for you? What does it make you feel? And how do you think you would go ahead, having this information, the awareness, how do you want to navigate into being your own hero and becoming who you want to become? So that's the question for you, Machi.
Okay. Thank you, Mama. Thank you so much for this. It's quite therapeutic, like so much therapeutic for me. From this session, it was kind of rough, and transcending now, I feel so much at peace. I feel so kind. I feel so loving, because at the point, low esteem actually took away my shine and was very timid in the journey. But right now, I feel so loved. I feel so expressive. I feel so fearless. I feel like a fighter, and I can achieve all things that I want to do.
Wow, awesome. So if you're also doing it in the session and you have like an aha moment you want to share, that's perfect. But Machi, I feel like holding you and embracing you, hugging you and saying, you can live the life you're capable of living. And I'm giving you my cyber hug from here
Thank
to say
you,
you are loved.
Yeah, thank you.
So, if anybody has anything about the session, your comments, whatever, you can put it in the chat box while I leave you with this note. While you're on your journey of becoming, be an exemplar, not a pattern to be shattered by the next generation. You're getting what you want. But remember, every generation has to be an improvement on the older generation. Don't leave this world for your family, for your children to be looking at, my grandfather was like this, I want to break pattern. Let it not be a pattern shattering life that you want to live with them. You want to be a template. You want to be an exemplar, not a template to be altered. And those are my last words for you. And, continue being who you want to be and living the life you're capable of living. Thank you so much, FJ, and I appreciate this time with your community.
Wow. Don't go yet. Thank you so much, Talashi. Thank you so much for this impactful session. But before you go, I would like you to talk about the journal. You know, it's very important to talk about the journal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, let me just breathe a bit. I need to take some time.
Introduce us to your soft life energetic space.
Okay. This is what I would say about the Soft Life Journal. I'm of the school of, I used to be, so we have to watch the language we use it. I used to be of the school of thought that life is a school of hard knocks. Like, you know, if I have to do this, I have to do twice as hard. People are getting framework. How do I do this? How do I, I'm always looking down on myself and, being inferior. So when I say the soft life, you can see me go on luxurious resorts and vacation. That is not the softness I'm talking about. It's part of the package, but the softness is you actually identifying yourself, understanding your identity, knowing your purpose, understanding your value, what you stand for, the whole idea of the journal, to be honest, was because I've used a lot of journals and I believe that they could do better. I want to set goals with my journal. I want to do better things in my life with the journal. And, if there's any one word to say about the journal is that I turn my mess into a message because it's what I've struggled with. I go to church, I pray, I do everything. I'm always waiting for that uncle and one auntie to come and bless me to make me become who I want to become. And I know there might be people on this call too who are like that. You get those inspiring messages, but how do you run with it? You don't know. I've been journaling for over 26 years. I can tell you that. Even since anybody that knows me was a scholarship will always carry book and write. If I have the chance to be on video, you will see all my notebooks. But how do I action what I'm doing? How many times do we set smart goals for set smart goals, specific, measurable, attainable results? Okay. When was the last time you were able to come up with that smart goals? Your emotions are not connected to this. I have my visualization board, everything, but my emotions is not connected to it. I even confess, when there's a level to affirmation. When you start something to incantation, then you know that you are there. But these are all the things that are in the Soft Life Journal. Understanding your values. Most of us went into marriages, into institutions that they are not aligning with our values. What the journal will do for you is help you chunk down whoever you want to become. And that's why we said it's a Soft Life Journal. It has its own framework and it's a goal mastery journal. If you can achieve one goal in your life, focus on that one goal for 12 weeks. Now repeat it with every of your other, life aspects or your 4 squares of desires. You would definitely get it. And that is the story behind the Soft Life Journal. I want this to be a movement because it is my own journey as well, because it's a goal I set for myself that I have to give back to community that raised me. Africans has the resources. We are not tapping into the resources. And can I shock you a bit? Everything, if you've seen the journal or the snippets on my Instagram page, every creative that work on the journal, we are Nigerians. And everybody keeps telling me, oh, did you do this in the UK? Did you do? No. And that is why the launch will also be in Nigeria. Information will be shared with you whenever we're ready to share that information. But that is the whole story. It's my essence. The Soft Life Journal is my journey of becoming. And if I can do it, remember you can also do it, but you have to understand my state, my strategy, and the structure that I put in place. Don't just jump and say, if Solashe can do it, you can do it. Yes, you can do it, but you have to understand my state of mind, the strategy behind it, before you can do it. Thank you so much, FJ.
Thank you, Tolashe. Don't go yet. Because if we end the live session now, we may not be able to attend to those who are interested in ordering the Soft Life Journal. I'm sure there are people right now who would like to order the Soft Life Journal. So is there a phone number that they can call or send the message to right now? And the phone number right now.
Oh, they can send it to...
Ibro, are you here? Is Ibro on this live session?
If Ibro is there, they can send it to Ibro then.
Ibro, are you here?
Ibro can help me.
So I want, because how much is the Soft Life Journal again?
Okay, this is the truth. Because I'm building a community and raising a force to be reckoned with. In Naira, it's supposed to be 77,000 Naira. But it's 40 something. But with the discount code, because it's my birthday month as well, there's a 20% discount on it, and it's 39,000 Naira or 38,000 Naira. But if your FJ community, if you're reaching out to Ibro today, I can give you a further discount and you get it for 30,000 Naira.
Beautiful. That's excellent. And the truth of the matter is, I have journals, and some of these journals cost as much as $80, $70, $100. If you have bought journals, you would agree with me. So if this is going for 30,000 Naira today, I think that someone should jump on it. And Ibro is here. Can we have Ibro, please? Ibro, respond to this, to the video. Type in the comment section that you are here.
Okay, someone said soft copy. Yeah, because of peroration, I did not make a soft copy. It's hard copy and it will be delivered to your Lagos address. So I have a link for the Lagos address, so we might create something for you, or you just pay into the account, we get your receipt and your address or whatever, and it gets to you. And somebody said, wow, your birthday month is my birthday month. Who is born July 31st this month? If you're 31st of July.
Would you share the same birthday? She's in Canada. Okay, so I think I should.
Okay, for Uju, is she on call today?
She's not on call today, but I'm going to have a session with her later this afternoon.
Okay, tell her I owe her a copy of the Soft Life Journal. And for the person who reminded me that, wow, my birthday month, you can send your address to Ibro, and I owe you a Soft Life Journal as well.
I'll tell her.
Yeah, so 2 people I owe that to. I can see the name, but I think you can reach out to Ibro. That's Boundless Grace. Wow, your birthday month. Boundless Grace, reach out to Ibro with your address wherever you are in the world. I'll get a Soft Life Journal to you. And for Uju, who happens to be my birthday mate, I owe her one. Thank you so much.
And if you would like to get the Soft Life Journal, we're in Abuja. You reach out to us in Abuja. Reach out to me, to my page. Someone is going to attend to you, because I'm going to make sure that we get some copies and we have them in Abuja for anyone that wants to order and they are in Abuja or the northern part of Nigeria. If you're in Abuja, Kano, Kaduna, Abuja can be the spot where people can get it. So thank you so much, Tolashe, for this session. And I'm very sure that people have been impacted greatly, and we'll go into the new week with this energy. Happy birthday to you in advance.
Thank you.
And we look forward to the official launch of the Soft Life Journal. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right, cheers. Thank you.
Cheers. Bye.